Sydney, a sunny beach, and shadow that may stretch far beyond Australia. You're watching Times XP. My name is Rityatri, and what looked like a very local terror attack, it is now being examined as a much bigger thing. Something international, something that could redraw security lines, and that too far beyond the Bondi Beach. The attack that shook the entire Sydney. It targeted Australia's Jewish community. It was brutal, it was shocking, and it sent fear through a city that rarely sees such violation. At first, it looked like a domestic terror attack. Basically, some local that was hating on the community, but now the story is changing. Is a foreign hand really involved here? Well, Australian authorities are careful. They have not officially blamed any other country or any sort of group. No names, no accusations, not conclusions yet, but behind the scenes, international community, their intelligence agencies, they are digging deeper. Israel sounds the alarm. Israeli officials say that investigators are now asking a dangerous question. Was this attack directed or inspired by the hostile state? Not just an individual here, not just an extremist cell, but a state-backed operation. And if that trail leads anywhere, Iran is at the top of the list. Let me tell you why Iran here. So Israel says that the attack fits a wider global pattern. A pattern of threats to Jewish targets, operations far beyond the Middle East, use of proxy group, and that too instead of direct action. According to Israeli assessments, Iran has used this playbook before. Basically, there is possibility that Iran's proxies are involved here. Yes. If state involvement is confirmed, investigators are reportedly looking at links to Hezbollah, Hamas, Lashkar-e-Taiba, groups with global networks, groups with histories of overseas operation, groups that, according to Israel, have long targeted Jewish interests and that too abroad. Well, Australia's own warning signal is also here. This is not any new territory for Canberra. In the past, Australia has publicly accused Iran of attempting to orchestrate anti-Semitic attacks on its own soil. Now, these accusations didn't explode then, but today they all of a sudden looked more relevant. You know why this case is so different? So this particular attack wasn't any random thing that happened. It wasn't any symbolic graffiti. It was lethal. And if investigators do prove state direction here, this becomes an act of international terrorism, not just a crime scene, but a geopolitical flashpoint. Here's Israel's bigger concern. Israel warns that Jewish communities overseas are being treated as soft targets. Attacks are no longer confined to conflict zones. The battlefield is global. Sydney, they say, may have just one chapter that was done. The question is, what happens next? Well, Australian investigators continue their probe though. Intelligence sharing is intensifying. Diplomatic channels are quietly heating up. No public blame. But the direction of investigation has clearly shifted. This is no longer just about Sydney, ladies and gentlemen. It's about state-sponsored terror, global Jewish security, and how far conflict travel far beyond the borders here. The questions are bigger now and the stakes are higher. The world is watching just to see where the evidence leads next.